Hello Team Phoenix and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Catherine Mena. Please call me Kate Mini. Thank you so much for sticking with us in part 1 and in part 2. Thank you because you have engaged us in that conversation. Please, for those of you who missed part 1 and part 2, we have included the link to those videos in the description box below. Please check them out. So welcome to the final and the last part 3 of our conversation with Mr. Kimani, registered cardiac sonographer from Kenya in the United Kingdom. Karibuni. Okay. Now, what I want to understand is this company, did they sponsor you with a visa, healthcare worker visa?
Yes. So I want to say this. This was an application just like any other. I did not know anyone.
Are you sure? Because people ask me to connect them. Kimani, who connected you?
Let me tell you. Even if, and I always say this, even if you are happen that your uncle is a minister,
you tell them.
Is a minister. Even if you happen that your uncle is a minister here, the best thing the uncle can do is tell you there's an application there. Go and apply. There's no way your uncle will pick a phone and call someone and start telling someone, please, this one is my, is my brother, is my friend. Please help him. There is nothing like here. It's merit.
Thank you. Merit.
You are merit.
Merit.
Yes.
Merit is the key word.
Work on your papers. You get yourself here.
Good. So and
there's no biasness. You know, people start saying you're African. I don't know what. In terms of academic qualification, if you're qualified, you're qualified. No one cares whether you are an African, you are Asian, or you are who?
Black or white
or you are black or white. You are qualified. You are qualified. So this particular qualification that I got, yes, is a US accreditation, but you know US in everything sets the standard, so it is recognized everywhere. Of course here I'm also supposed to get the accreditation here. That you nurses also get those accreditations here. I'm in the process of getting a British one. So once I get a British one, I have a British one and an American one. But so far so good. We are still working.
Wow. First of all, let me say congratulations for coming all the way. And not just congratulations because of being in the UK, but I want to congratulate you on your process, because this is something that we forget most of the time. We are deluded to think that we only need to celebrate our finished product. We really forget how much time and effort it has taken for you to be where you are. So Kimani, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations on your process. It has been a lengthy one, and it has come to a very wonderful product. Now that you're here, Kimani, you've been here since when? How long have you been in the UK now?
This is the 4th month.
This is the 4th month in the United Kingdom.
Getting to the 4th
now,
month.
my question is, how is it working in the United Kingdom? How are you finding it compared to specifically Aga Khan Mombasa?
Well, I wouldn't say anything negative about Aga Khan Mombasa. It gave me a platform.
Of course,
And it's
actually, I want you to compare your experience there and how you found it here.
Well, one thing I can say, you always need somewhere to start.
Okay.
Aga Khan Mombasa gave us a foundation, and not me alone. There are so many people who have left Aga Khan to the world, from Aga Khan to the world. And
I agree.
And let me tell you something about Aga Khan, where I was. They actually encourage you. If you get the skills, we are not underpinning you here to stay. As long as you get the skills and you go there, you are representing us out there. You are going. Right now, I feel proud that Kenya can produce. Someone who can come here and do such a specialized job. So but say, talking about generally Kenya and here, the only thing that is different here is that the exposure is more. The exposure more, the world class exposure. The top notch kind of approaches to different things. Of course, economically, here in such specialized jobs, you realize that you are appreciated the way you're supposed to.
Now, I want to specifically refer you to something. Kimani, you quit your job.
You
quit your job. You left everything in Nakuru and you went to Aga Khan. Would you say that being in Aga Khan has actually helped you settle in the United Kingdom?
If I did not make that choice, I would not be here.
That's very important. Why I'm saying that is because in our journey to where we want to go, sometimes you have to make tough decisions. We have to make moves that look stupid on paper, moves that look like we don't know what we are doing, but at the end of the day, it really makes sense. So you are quite a testimony that making that huge sacrifice back then is actually a very important step to who you are today. And another question, those clinics in Nakuru, who is running them?
Well, the clinic is still there.
Awesome.
When I was running the clinic, I took that time clinic officers had to wait for a year to go to internship. So I took one clinical officer when I was still running the clinic. It got so busy that I took one, mentored them, and once they finished their internship, I gave him a job there. So the clinic is still there, and I'm actually planning to set up a better facility there.
And that will be your way of giving back to the community that formed you, isn't it? Now, Kimani, I am getting so many messages from clinical officers, and I believe you are too. Top of them, I want you to talk to my best friend David, and I want you to talk to my cousin Simon. They want to come to the United Kingdom. I am a nurse. I only know about nurses. Kimani, what are they going to do?
Let me tell you something. As far as clinical officers are concerned and UK, we are lonely here. And it doesn't feel nice. You know, it doesn't feel nice at all. It is unfortunate, honestly, that as it stands right now, with just your diploma in clinical medicine, and even with your higher diplomas in the various higher diplomas that are available, there is no structured way still of coming here.
There's no direct.
And I have to say, and I have to repeat that even when I was doing these things initially, I was not planning to come here. I told you it was towards the end of doing the exam that I met an advert on Facebook, you know. So unfortunately, well, I had the interest of coming to the UK, but I did not envision that my career would take me here. But unfortunately right now, there is still no framework for a clinical officer at home coming here, whether you're in anesthesia, whether you're in pediatrics, whether you're in gyne, you know, whether you're in psychology. But based on my story, and this is what I have not researched, but I will, because for me to be here, it took a lot of personal oriented research, you know, trying to get, how can I get this accreditation? Research, you know. And so based on my story, and I would say this: if you are a clinical officer, for example, in anesthesia, just go online, just look at whatever country you want to go. If really that's what you want to do, because I still acknowledge that there are people who are happy in Kenya, and we also want to give services in Kenya. We don't want to run away. It's only that, you know, we many clinicians have been trained, but there are no jobs. I think we have less than 5,000 clinical officers. Okay, maybe less than 10 who are employed right now. Very sad. So my first advice would be this: number one, whatever a profession you have decided to take, other than, I said, a simple diploma will not get you here. And I'll describe that later. If you are decided to do a higher diploma in whatever you decided to do, the first thing you can do is try and see what qualification is required for someone who is doing exactly what you are doing in this country. Why I say that? While I was doing my own research, I realized that the accreditation that someone in the US is required to have is someone that I can get right where I am. You know, right now the examination center is called Pearson View. I hope I pronounced that well. That's why I did my exam. So just try and find out.
Is that in Westlands?
Yes, it's in Westlands. So try and find out whether whatever you are doing, what accreditation or what licensing or whatever is required for someone who is doing it in the country you want to go, because not everyone wants to come in the UK. And see whether you can be able to start that journey right from Kenya, because everything is online these days.
Yes, it
is. Everything is online. Do that research and see.
So Kimani, in short, you're telling us, you're telling your fellow clinical officers back home to befriend the internet.
Befriend the internet.
And not just for social media.
Yes, that is about the first advice.
Research.
Yes, do research. The second advice, deviate from the norm.
Okay.
The norm is, and I'm not trying to say that other cadres are better than others, but the norm is everyone going to anesthesia, everyone going to pediatrics, everyone going to obs and gynae. You know, from where I stand, and forgive me if you think I'm biased, but in the field of cardiology especially, because we are known as allied health workers.
Yes, you are.
In the field of cardiology and especially cardiac technicians, I think clinical officers have the best foundation to make very good cardiac technicians. Because for cardiology, you need to have a very strong knowledge on physiology.
Yeah.
You have to have a very strong knowledge on pathology, pathophysiology. You know, the aspect, the skill aspect is only one.
Yeah.
But you have to have a very good foundation of anatomy and physiology and pathology and pathophysiology in general.
And this is something that clinical officers are thoroughly trained in.
If a patient comes from there and I just look at the limbs, they are swollen, the patient is breathless, you know, and the patient has facial puffiness. I already have 5 diagnoses that I've already made. I'm only waiting to make some to just verify and I'll be able to know. You know, we have been trained
to fail.
You know, the training.
That's what you say.
Yes. I by that I meant the training in Kenya is so good that you are trained to. Is only the few. I don't want to say that we are trained to fail, but it's the passing is for the few ones who put the necessary effort. You know, in short, we are well trained.
Yes, we are.
We are not pampered.
We
to
are
pass.
We are not spoon fed.
Once you come to, you know, you will realize that your training was quite thorough. You know, you are a nurse and you can attest to that.
Yes, I can.
You know, we are trained in minimum resource areas, and we are trained to survive.
With that.
How about you come here where everything is there?
Oh gosh, you really are going to thrive.
You know, so I think clinical officers should now start looking at other things. I pursued something that was not even existing in Kenya. There is no cadre like right now as we stand. There is no cadre like cardiac sonographers in Kenya. No. There are cardiac sonographers in Kenya, but they are not. There is nothing that has. There is no cadre that is in the constitution or that is in the Ministry of Health. It's only now that we are trying to lobby. But that cadre that is not existing got me here.
Look at you.
So don't just look at what is there. Don't deviate from the norm. There are things that you can do. You can train OGD. You can train in CTMR, you know, cardiac MRI. You can train in anything. You can even train in sonography. University of Nairobi is offering a 1-year postgraduate diploma in sonography. And once you do sonography, you can actually do accreditations that you can go to the US or UK here. There are so many channels. Let's deviate from the norm. Let's look at other things that you can do. And I can tell you for sure, the basic knowledge that we have, it can be directed to any field.
Wow, I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah, here you find that so like whatever I'm doing, you find that it becomes very easy for me.
Yeah.
You know, with a good foundation in pathology, anatomy, pathophysiology, it becomes easy. You know, I wouldn't tell you that it is a walk in the park, but it's something very doable.
That's very good. It's very important to appreciate our training because sometimes we are brought up in a way that diminishes Africa. African standards have been watered down, and you and I can attest by working in this country. Kenyan standards are very good. Your training is very perfect. My training is very good. That is the reason why we are able to assimilate into the culture of this place. I think the only thing we lack in Kenya is actually resources. But when it comes to training and jobs, but when it comes to training, it is actually very good. Now, we have addressed the people back home. Now, there's another category of people I want you to talk to. These are clinical officers who've come to the United Kingdom already. Some of them are working as senior care workers. others are spouses, so they've come with a dependent visa, and so they don't know what to do. Now my question is, what do you have to tell them?
Well, I will first start. Let me just go back again and start about talk about clinical officers who want to come to the UK. There's a caveat here that there's a reality. Let me just talk about reality. Once you land here, you want to see you. And it's so unfortunate that no one will recognize that you are a medic in the first place. It is not recognized here. Here I'm not a clinical officer. It's only that through my journey and even getting the accreditation, it's appreciated that I have a medical background. But here I'm not a clinical officer, you know. So for clinical officers who keep asking me, I want to come to the UK, I want to come to the UK. Let me tell you something, something real, that if you want to come here, whatever means you want to use to come, you'll not be a clinical officer here, and most likely you will not even work in a hospital. Because once you come here, the best thing you can do is become a nurse aide. In Kenyan language, that's what you can understand. If I tell you care assistant, I'll use a very good word, and you might you might think that it's something that is not. A clinical officer in the UK right now, unfortunately, the best they can do in terms of getting close to a patient is being a nurse aide. And this is something that is very saddening, and I really hope that we now right now in clinical officers have the union. We have a union called KUSO, and of course we have our new government. If we can align our training to at least get some recognition. Let me talk about something that maybe some nurses will not agree, but there's something that I know. I don't know whether I would agree as well as a nurse, but if a clinical officer is given CBT in Kenya, they would pass it. Would you agree with me?
They would.
If they came here and they were given OSCE,
they would pass.
They would pass.
Yeah, they would pass.
If at all no one will recognize clinical medicine, then give us the same platform with nurses. Tell us to go there and do CBT.
It would then have to be CBT aligned to physician associate.
Yes.
Because the CBT that nurses take is very nurse specific. The OSCE is very nurse specific. Did you know that even doctors actually, when they are coming to the United Kingdom, they take an OSCE?
Oh, okay.
Did you know pharmacists take an OSCE?
Okay.
They take OSCE specific for the cadre.
Yes.
So probably it's a matter of lobbying the current government for us to have a way that you guys are recognized and equivalent in the United Kingdom, such that you have a CBT specific or a PLAB or whatever it's going to be called.
Yes, even if it will be aligned to those who have degrees, even if it is as bad as just recognize them. If you not recognize us with diplomas.
So it means then that
those people with degrees, recognize them.
Yeah, very true, very true.
You know?
Yeah. So it means that the people who are in the United Kingdom, who are clinical officers already, the best shot they have today of not being senior care workers is actually looking at allied health professionals and seeing where they can train.
If you are a clinical officer here, it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
Especially if you have the rights to go to school, if you have the rights to stay here and you can actually go to school, then the best thing I would advise you is just go back to school. First of all, have your academics equated to UK standards. I think there's something called NARIC or something. I may not be so much informed in that, but I know. Have your diplomas aligned to this system. Then take a course in allied health. You know. And
when we talk allied health, we are talking about so many
cadres.
We are talking sonography,
radiography, you know,
theater technician.
Exactly.
There are so many.
Cardiology. You know.
Yeah, true.
There's so many things you can do. Respiratory therapies.
Yes, exactly. Can you believe that? Actually, respiratory therapists, they can do that.
I used to do spirometry.
Oh, you did. Interesting.
So it's something that clinical officers can. I'm telling you, the basic training that we have enabled us. It it can enable us to do anything.
Anything. You can penya anywhere.
Yes. You can penya anywhere.
And anytime after that, you get a very good job.
Yes.
So it is all a matter of putting in the work, isn't it?
Yes. By the way, that's spirometry. It's a big thing home. If you can train and you can train in spirometry, you can even buy your own machine.
I know.
And provide
Here,
services.
at least I'll talk about my GP practice. It is nurses who do spirometry. So they are trained in that.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, what if you clinical officers would come and do something like that, you know? So it is a matter of people being willing to go back to school.
Yes, there's no shortcut. If you want to come here to practice your art, there's no shortcut to going back to school.
You have to.
You know, there's no shortcut to that. And also, of course, we know right now the big things that are affecting us, especially in Kenya, cardiovascular disease and cancer.
Yeah, true.
I wish our universities can borrow some courses from India. India has a degree in cardiac technology. Kenya, we don't have such, you know. If you can have those kind of courses. Right now, by the way, for clinical officers who don't know, there's a higher diploma in cardiology in Karen Hospital.
You people,
and
you're hearing that?
MTRH.
Now this is me being selfish. Is it just for clinical officers?
Yes,
or can my nurses do it?
No. It's the people with the foundation.
Nurses have the AP and they have the... Kwani, what do you think nurses study?
Hapa natetea clinical officers.
What do you think nurses
Let me tell you
study?
something.
Now this is me being petty.
Nurses have all the opportunities in the world. Australia, Canada, anywhere. Talk about it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about clinical officers. So they can go to Karen Hospital.
Yes. I know there's a program. I'm just talking about if really you want to be in cardiac like me.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate not everyone wants to do this, but whoever wants to do this, that's a good way to start. You can start from there, do that higher diploma, 18 months, and get to the field, 1-2 years, you get the experience, get your accreditation, and you have your wings.
Now, before I ask you to ask me questions, Kimani, people will have so many questions for you, and I promise you I'm not able to handle them. So I want to know, how can people reach you?
Well, right now I haven't opened but you can reach me through Facebook.
Through Facebook. What's your name on Facebook?
Kimani GN.
Kimani GN.
Yeah, Kimani G N.
N.
Yes.
Kimani GN.
Yeah, that's me.
Are we friends on Facebook? I do not know. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'll look for you and I'll share. I'll actually share your link when I upload this video.
Yeah. And something else, if we have clinicians in diaspora, especially in Europe, we will try and come up with a page.
Look at that.
You know, and try and share experiences
and ideas.
You know, in Kenya, as I said, we have more than 25,000 clinical officers, and less than 10,000 are employed. You know, we need to find ways how we can make sure that our clinical officers are well advised, so that they can also tap on these opportunities abroad. I will be happy. We are not happy being lonely here. Yeah.
That's very important. So, thank you very much for allowing us to take a journey, you know, just as one step into your journey and come all the way to where you are today. From my heart, I really wish you all the best in the United Kingdom.
Thank you.
I will tell you what my mother told me. Step in this land and then conquer it. Okay? It's yours to conquer. that's the prayer my mama gave me when I was coming home.
Sure.
So, unless you had any question for me, I think we will wind up.
The question I would have for you, and this is because when you're talking about other cadres, other than nurses, we have nutritionists, we have medical laboratory, medical laboratory scientists, we have radiology guys, you know, we have these guys who do physiotherapists. I'm sure I've heard you talk about that there's pathways for those guys, especially those with diplomas, because those are the big lot, you know. I would like you at least to touch something about them, especially how they can also get chances here
in the United Kingdom. Now, that's a very good question and a valid one for that matter. I know you had asked it before, but I said I'll answer it now. Now, the thing is, there is a body in the United Kingdom. The nurses are regulated by the Nursing and Midwifery Council. Now, for those allied healthcare professionals, there is what is called the HCPC, or the Health and Care Professional Council. I did a video a few months ago. I'll actually attach it to this one. And I went through the process. Now, it is so easy, only that people sometimes get intimidated when it comes to paperwork. There is no exam that they are going to do.
Oh, really?
And please listen, your diploma is enough, not certificate. Your diploma is enough. They are not asking for a degree. The only thing they need you to do is prove to them that your training and your experience is equivalent to UK standards. So what do I want them to do? I want them to go to the website of the Health and Care Professional Council and look on the page of international registration. Open that page. I want them to read the standards. There is the standards that are expected. Oh, professionalism, blah, 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 blah. I want them to read that. Put that one aside. Then I want them to open an account. And I'm talking this to my sister who is a dietitian, and I know she is really struggling right now, but she knows I have drilled this into her head. I think she's now finally going to listen to me. So open an account with the HCPC. That will require your email and a password. Once you do that, you need to upload your papers. By your papers, I mean your degree. Oh, no, your diploma from Outspan. Let me use Outspan because my sister was from Outspan and you're from Outspan. You also need your license, okay? You need
practicing
your
license.
Practicing license. That is whichever body regulates you back home. You also need your passport or ID. Please do not tell me that you're not going to start the process because you don't have a passport. Start with your identity card. Now, I need you to photocopy these papers, all those papers, and let them be certified. By certification, we mean that a chief or a lawyer is going to write on the certification, I certify that this is the true copy of the original, and they sign or stamp whatever they have, okay? Remember, a chief can certify, a sub-chief can certify, a priest can certify, anyone with an authority in the community and they have a stamp, they can do that, okay? So people should not struggle saying that I need to go to the lawyer and pay the notary, I don't know, 5,000 for this to be done, okay? Now that's one thing. The other thing they need to do is download a particular form called course information form. It is on the website. And this is where I'll say, like what you have said, just that people need to befriend the internet. People need to want to read.
I think internet brought me here.
Exactly. People need,
internet.
You know, you're reminding me of what do we call him? The javelin thrower. Yego. Yeah. You're reminding me of Yego. He trained how to throw when YouTube. I mean, these are things that people need to do. And then they also need to have a letter from their school, whatever school they trained in, saying that their main language is English. And this is the point where people really get it confused. They do not need IELTS to register with the HCPC.
Oh, okay.
They will need IELTS only when they are applying for the visa. So my question is, why do you want to write IELTS? An IELTS that actually expires after 2 years and you are not yet registered. Why don't you get that letter that says that this is to whom it may concern? I certify that the above named student, blah blah blah, studying in English, and you've been working in English and all that and all that. So that is the only letter that you need. Now, when you write the course information form, there are so many sections, Kimani. There are sections for your school to fill. So you will take that form and take it to Outspan. Outspan will have to write on that form. They need to indicate what was in the curriculum, what was covered, blah blah blah, and they need to write in black pen. It has to be in black, okay?
So you better I hope you left your school in good terms.
I hope so, because you have to go back.
Because you have to go back.
You really have to go back.
Yeah, I know Outspan would assist.
Exactly. And then you also need yourself to feel about your experience, your work experience. And this is where we talk about people being able to express themselves. Okay? So Kimani, when I ask you what you've done, you do not just tell me I was employed in Aga Khan and I did this. I need you to let me
personal
understand. Yes, it is something like that. It is really not a personal statement, but it is about outlining your skills and knowledge and how relevant are they to you. Okay? Have you? And then people need to know that there is something called volunteering. When it comes to the United Kingdom, and this is a secret I'll give you who are looking for jobs in the United Kingdom, the United Kingdom highly values volunteering. So if you feel that, oh, I don't have job experience but I've been please include it. Include it in your work experience that you've been volunteering. Now, they will upload all these papers. I know I've not touched all of them, but they are all there. They are all there on that page. They upload them. Once they upload them, they will be sent a link by the HCPC for them to pay. The last time I checked Kimani, it was Kedo 72,000. 72,000 Kenyan money. But right now I know it's slightly higher. So people need to be ready. You need to know that you're going to spend on this journey. Kimani has spent money.
Oh my.
This gentleman has spent money.
Oh my. By the way, there's nothing that comes cheap.
Exactly. You
and you have to be ready to talk to, of course, don't fear exams, English test and all that.
Yeah. Now they will need the English test once they have gotten that registration. Once you have the HCPC registration, it means that you're in the register of allied health workers in the United Kingdom. So the next part is looking for a job. And you need to head to trackjobs.uk and look for jobs. Okay? Track, TRAC, jobs.uk. Look for jobs there. They will be advertised. So who are you? Are you a physiotherapist? Are you an OT? Are you a dietitian? Are you an what else did you mention?
Radiology.
Radiographer. Are you
will Pharmtex fall in that category?
No, they do not. But medical, the laboratory.
Medical laboratory scientists.
They do, but in the United Kingdom they are called biomedical scientists. Okay. So people have to know it's not biomedical engineer, but biomedical scientists are the lab guys. Yes. So there are 15 that are regulated by the HCPC. So that is what I would really advise you.
I think guys have heard.
I hope so.
The many, especially, and I have friends who are in dietitians and med labs. I think it is a journey. I can promise you. Even if she says it's not a very hard process, it's a journey that you have to be ready to take. But if you are committed enough, there's something that I always say. If you are hungry enough to leave Kenya, you may not live today, but you will live eventually.
You will.
Yeah. We are not saying that every other person leaves Kenya.
No, we need people back home.
We need people back home, but we agree together that Kenya has enough medical, and especially, I won't talk about medical officers, although there are still many. But in terms of clinical officers, nurses, allied health workers, Kenya has enough.
But they don't employ them.
But they are not employed. So Kenya has enough to export. They can employ. If they employ all those who need to be employed, we have even surplus to export. So that's why we are here lobbying for many to come.
Many to come because we know they are there.
And of course, we are after you come here, we are investing back home.
Yes, we are.
So
black tax.
We're investing back home. Apart from black tax, we are also putting investments.
That is true.
Home.
You're building here
and creating even jobs at home.
Exactly, for other people. So it's important.
Want people here.
Sawa. So thank you so much for your time, your effort, and all the knowledge that you have shared with us. I will be sharing your link on this video because the questions that will come, it's an avalanche of questions, and I think you're the best person to handle them. So all the best in the next journey. I know you told me you're taking the exam.
I'm taking
the British accreditation.
The British accreditation exam.
In 5 years, do you think you'll still be here, or do you want to run away again?
Well, I may give that answer, and my employer sees this video.
That was a trick question. So all the best.
But let me say, UK is not bad. It gives us a lot of opportunities. And if you can work here and eventually transfer that knowledge back home, nothing bad about it, you know.
I love that about you. This is something I've been discussing with my friends, that it is not enough to just work in the United Kingdom. All this knowledge we are gathering, all this experience, we need to take it back home where it is most needed. So I'm very happy that in your line you're thinking of doing something big back home.
I know in my retirement I'll go into training. I'll go into teaching, so I most likely will teach home. So.
All the best, and may your dreams come true. So thank you very much for gracing your wonderful presence to this YouTube channel. We are really appreciative, and I want a word from you that if they ask for you again, you're willing to come.
sure enough, you know where to find me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
so thank you so much.
I'll be happy as long as we have more people here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will make sure that we have someone. Here, you need more people. You hear? He needs more colleagues so that he can come to this YouTube video once again. So thank you so much, Kimani. Hello to Phoenix, and thank you so much for being here with us. You've engaged with us in part 1, part 2, and now part 3. I cannot thank you enough. It is your time, it is your bundles, it is your Wi-Fi that has helped you to be here. So thank you so much for the sacrifices that you keep on making. Again, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for the continued conversation. Major shout out to Dave Kim 254 Vlog Studios for hosting us today, for being with us, for recording this. So thank you so much, and see you next time. Toodles!